Well, Vig.
Yes.
Yankees, have, for the past few years, have pretty much had the clearest, greatest infield in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
But a guy we have playing a lot of our third base, especially with A-Rod being hurt and having a rough season, has been our buddy, Eduardo Eddie Nunez.
Eddie Nunez.
I'm scared every time anybody gets up and bunts to third. Fielding percentage is not that high, and it's cost us some games. Where do you see? Can we stick with this guy even as a backup utility player with that kind of defense?
As a backup utility player, I can see us sticking with Eddie Nunez, not as a defensive replacement. I can see Nunez being our going forward backup infielder because he does have a good stick. He's got a good stick. He can play in the major leagues from an offensive perspective, but certainly defensively, he's not that guy you want to bring in to replace any of our infielders in the late innings. I mean, watching the ball get hit to Eddie Nunez is a hold your breath every time out. It's like watching Little League. He makes a bad play at least once a game. Right. He's got a 9-10 fielding percentage, and I have to wonder how he's gotten to. How does he even 90% of the time him get to the ball?
Right.
Very disappointed, Eddie.
One thing I'll say about Eddie, and trying to give him the benefit of the doubt here, but he was brought up, was trained, always had been a shortstop. Yes, the transition from shortstop to third isn't exactly, easy as can be, but he should be able to do it. He's fine, I think, in my eyes. He's a lot better at short than he is at third. Problem is, we've seen a big percentage of his games this season playing third since A-Rod's been out. Now, what do you think about, if we boot Jeter off the team, him actually playing a respectable shortstop?
I think he gets to a lot more baseballs than Jeter does. My big problem with Nunez at short is his arm. He's very erratic when it comes to throwing runners out at first base. He's also not the kind of guy who can make the ad hoc play very well. Ground ball, slow chopper. He's got a charge. Maybe he wheels to second or third instead of first base. He's not the kind of guy who ad hocs very well, as we've seen in the Red Sox series.
Yeah, I worry about him too. I like the stick. It's been solid, but I just don't know if we can keep him on the team because what we have right now is we don't need guys for their offensive abilities in the infield. Assuming, Teixeira, the Canos, the Jeters, and the A-Rods are healthy. Mm-hmm. Nunez really isn't going to see the field all that much.
Yeah.
Sure, spell A-Rod or Jeter, on a consecutive days when we're playing in Texas, for instance, and it's 110 degrees. Yeah. But, overall, I think we can do better than Nunez. And you know what else I think? I think we can get something for Nunez. This is going to be a tough offseason for us. I'd like to see us move for at least a B-level pitcher with Nunez.
There's no doubt, and someone who comes to mind is a guy like Alexi Ramirez who plays for the White Sox. I remember when he's their starting shortstop, and I remember when he first came up, he was very erratic, very athletic, but which Eddie Nunez also is very athletic,
sure.
Super fast,
sure.
He does have weapons. But Alexi Ramirez for the White Sox, he was very erratic. He made a lot of bad throws, a ton of bad throws, but the White Sox stuck with him. Mm-hmm. 2-3 years later, he's one of the best shortstops in the league. Do the Yankees have the ability or the luxury of sticking with a shortstop through those growing pains so that by the time he's 26, 27 years old, because Nunez is still a kid, by the time he's 26, 27, maybe he becomes one of the best shortstops in the league? Vig's opinion, I don't think that we do have that luxury, and I'm with Fitz where I'd say you trade him for a good pitching prospect.
Yeah, I'll just finish off by saying that is if we weren't the Yankees, Nunez would have a much brighter future. Because figure we got Jeter tied up in contract for a couple of years. We got A-Rod for I think the next 17 years signed. He's not going to get a chance on the left side. Robinson Cano, as far as I'm concerned, possibly our best all-around player. He's not going anywhere. Teixeira signed for at least another 15 years. We're okay here on the inside, on the infield. So unless he wants to play, 30 games a season and spell a guy when he's hurt, he's better off somewhere else.
And that's probably where his best value is. His best value to the Yankees right now is his trade bait.
Absolutely.
You heard it here first.